Wednesday night, everybody, and we are in the house with the one and only Dakota McNamara. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, buddy.
And playing his beast of choice, the Boucher. What is this? This is the
It's a studio goose.
It's a studio
OMH.
OMH. And this, a beast I have been hiding from you, which will be reviewed next week. This is the J.P. Cormier model Yeri. Slope-shoulder dreadnought, 60-year-old Honduran mahogany, 12 fret, custom cutaway. This thing is La Beast. And so you're seeing it for the first time. And, all right, my buddy Chris Coote is in the house just there.
Wednesday.
Just there. He's just there.
Just there.
And the lovely Ginger is also in the house. And we are so proud to be here with you tonight. It's incredible. Very incredible to have Mr. McNamara with us.
Pleasure to be here.
One of my favorite rhythm players of all time, using the world's most bizarre tuning.
Yeah, buddy texted in, wants to know what tuning that was.
Yeah,
the answer is yes.
Yes. The answer is 14.
Okay, Kenny,
Yeah.
it's 14.
Yeah, you'll never figure it out because we won't spend much time on this just now because there might be questions, but I'll just tell you that I was instrumental in helping Dakota get the Boucher because I thought that he just had to have one. It was going to be good for Boucher for you to play one. And they built you one, and then they modified it to hold the specific gauges that you use. And it's the most... Don't even tell them. We'll talk about it later.
Lots of people want to know, so you should tell them.
Okay.
Tell the people what they want to know.
So, to make a long story short, Dakota's gauge choices are built for the tuning. Which
they are
I've
mathematically chosen.
I've been in this business. This is we were talking about this today because we're talking about now making a recording. We were recording before we started. We did a tune that just tore our own heads off because
it was an accident. Really, it was.
And I've been in this business for 50 years playing guitar, and I've never ever seen anyone play in the tuning he uses. It's something otherworldly.
I've seen people playing it just as a one-off,
right? But not every. He can play anything in that tuning.
I've been playing in that, and it's because I've been playing in that tuning for over 10 years now. I slowly transitioned from standard to dadgad to just a variety of different tunings, just trying different things because I listen to a lot of John Resesnik and a number of other artists that just played in a variety of different tunings. Andy McKee and I was playing some of their stuff, and then I settled on this one because I just loved what it did. The first tune I learned to play on it was Neil Gow's Lament for the Death of His Second Wife, and then I just kept going from there, and eventually I started phasing out the other tunings, and now I rarely ever.
So for fun, tell them what the string gauges are.
So the string gauges, I'll tell them what the tuning is first.
Because Boucher, when we were developing this guitar with me and Dakota and Robin and Julian, because when you first got the guitar, you didn't like it because it didn't hold the tuning right.
Well, it wasn't built for this tuning.
It wasn't
and
built.
Then we sent it back to get it sorted out.
And so Julian made structural changes to saddle and nut.
Yeah.
Specifically to hold these tensions, right?
Yeah.
So tell them what the string gauge is, just because it's wild.
So the string gauges, before I tell you the tuning, is 56, 42, 32, 22, 14, and 13. So
it's crazy.
Based off of that, and I use those specific gauges, and you'll notice like on your G and your B string, like that's way
That's
up there. Like a 22, I can only find that in certain companies that make strings anyway. A wound 22.
Yeah. And what company do you use?
So I used a Dario at the moment, or John Pierce.
You know what? Speaking of that,
but
let me interrupt
it's whatever
you
I can find at the moment.
Because of this. Our partners, Boucher, Levy's, G&G Music, Citadel Music, Brickhouse Guitars, K&K Sound, Gallery Guitars, Recording King, Alvarez Yeri, St. Louis Music, Yamaha, James Martin Instruments, Close Guitars, Cody Guitars, Orangewood Guitars, D'Addario. D'Addario should be building your excess.
You know what? I haven't been able to find a company. There was a company down in Nashville. I won't mention their names.
Stringjoy?
It was Stringjoy.
Yeah, they're great.
They're good, but I have problems with their coated strings. Their coated strings.
Some people love them. I've tried them.
They weren't holding. I found they were going dead.
Right.
Like less than within a song.
My brothers at D'Addario Canada.
But they're the only company that'll build you a custom gauge set of strings.
D'Addario will too. D'Addario should be making
They should
be making a Dakota McNamara gauge.
I would love that.
Yeah,
that would make my life so much easier because then I don't have to order single strings.
Exactly. I use them. The new XS coateds
they're amazing.
Incredible.
They sound amazing.
Incredible. So the Arc, you're right after D'Addario.
There you go.
So this is the inventor and builder of the Arc armrests, which I just can't speak enough about them because they literally alter the sound and projection of your instrument. I've got them on several of my guitars, including the Mona Lisa.
And just to mention about the Arc, we're currently undergoing some changes within the company. I'm trying to get things sorted out in my shop. To make things a little bit more efficient, a little bit more consistent.
It's construction. It's construction streamlining.
We're building. Building up, so we will be open back up for orders soon. So I know I've gotten some emails. I haven't forgot about you guys. I know that I haven't necessarily responded to all those emails, but we are working on it, and we will be up and running again soon.
But Dakota's been a partner here for 2 years at least, 2 or 3 years
at least.
Yeah.
And I can't speak enough about what he does. It's incredible.
Yeah, our videos with JP they're right on the homepage of the Arc.
So the Arc, Apollo picks, Epiphone, Gibson, Blue Chip picks, Tone, Slab, LR bags, the new hi-fi system, Wicked, Meister Hosen guitars in Singapore, my buddy George Crackett in Albany, New York, one of the finest guitar builders in North America, Emerald guitars, the best carbon instruments that you can find, like the artisan level. Close is great.
To have one.
Emerald is like the other. It's another world.
Other end.
Yeah.
The Nova Scotia SPCA. Thank you for all the kindness that they show and that you help them show. Charmed Life picks. Picker's Grip, the greatest finger glue in the world that turns invisible as soon as you rub your fingers on your jeans. It comes right off of there, and then you're ready to pick again. You just grab that old disc. You just grab that old disc of Picker's Grip. And now it comes in a tube. I can't find the tube, but it works. You just go.
Is that it? That's not it. That's
It looks like lip gloss, but it's not.
Picker's Grip is awesome. David Fleming in Green, Iowa, one of the greatest guitar builders in North America. Check him out. And Dakota McNamara. There we go.
Now can you let him tell everybody what this tuning is?
Is the awesome.
Right. As we were getting back to
tell them the gauge.
So the tuning.
Tell them the tuning.
So the gauge, like I said, was 56, 42, 32, 22, 14, 13.
Jesus.
The tuning
just wrong.
is DA, DA, DA. No, sorry, no. D-A-D-A-D-E.
D-A-D-A-D-E.
The daddy.
It's the daddy of tuning.
D-A-D-A-D-E. So if you're trying to do this at home with your guitar, you're better off going to C-G, C-G, C-D.
Buy a sling.
So you're going down. The only string that you're bringing up, and it's only by a semitone, is your B string. You're bringing up to a C.
Yeah.
But your low E string is going down to a C, so you might have some depending on how your guitar is set up, you might have some vibration there, some rattling, but it's a great tuning. It's fun to try out and play with.
The scary thing about you is you can play in any chord.
There's
There's no key that I've hit you with that you play it flawlessly, but it's still in that bizarre
It's from
tuning.
playing with Irish fiddle players that jump around all over the place.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
they change keys all
Literally.
the time.
They spread their kilts and fly.
Spread your tiny kilt and fly.
So I had to learn how
kilt
to
and fly away. And
So I
take
had to
the
learn
Irish
to
with
flip.
you where they came from on that day. First question goes to... We're not racist here. Next.
What? Okay.
Where'd he go? Come on, driver. Come on!
Touch me, I'm Irish.
Touch me, I'm Irish.
Touch me in the potatoes.
Yes. Caress my potatoes. Potatoes. What a lovely sack of potatoes you have there. First question.
My mic isn't. I mean, my mouse isn't mousing.
Your what?
My mouse isn't mousing.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh dear. Well, I can start with the questions I can see, and then I'll scroll
well,
up in a
just
minute.
plug the mouse in.
I will. Yes, thank you.
Because it's a Mac.
Is it on?
You can't plug it in and use it at the same
Yeah,
time.
I have it for a bit.
Thanks, Apple.
FF switch.
Yes, but there is a super chat from Sarah Watson that I can currently see.
Sarah Watson. How are you
Yeah.
doing, dear?
She says, "Hey JP, any recommendations on the best person, Nova Scotia or YT St. John's, to learn moving rhythm chords for fiddle accompaniment? Texas swing style. Not finding much on YouTube.
Texas swing.
Well,
Well, unfortunately, the best guy that I ever knew about that died, which was Bill Elliott. There was nobody that understood that style
like
of chording like Bill. Bill was the best, Americana jazz rhythm player I ever saw in my life. So I have no recommendations. I don't know anybody that can do what he did.
Would Gord Stobie be anywhere in that wheelhouse?
No.
No?
Gord Stobie's a fiddler and a mandolin player. There's just nobody. There's nobody
here.
Nobody here. No. There's nobody that I'm aware of. There could be somebody that I'm not thinking of or I don't know at all, but the chances of that are slim. I just don't know anybody. You'd have to, if you want to learn that style of music, you're going to have to go on YouTube and look for it, because I'm sure there's a million places where they actually teach that.
There would be people that would do lessons online as well.
Online, yeah. But the scary thing about that style, which I had to learn to play with Bill, is that it's circular. It's very circular, and it's based on the bass line movement. And the bass line is what dictates the chord you're playing, and the chord shapes are not that diverse. Somebody leaves a little jacket before it pees on the floor, and so there's it's a very interesting style, and you'd be surprised how simple it is. But you've got to learn. You've got to get around somebody who actually knows what they're doing, so that you understand the concept. Because the concept is a moving bass line with the accompanying shapes based on what you're playing, and the shapes are not difficult. But you
Mostly
have
the same.
They are.
You're moving up and down the neck.
There's 6 or 8 of them that you use to move up and down the neck. That is, so in other words, here's a good analogy: is that playing that kind of guitar is the chord, which is usually played with the last 3 fingers, right? Facilitates the bass line, not the other way around.
It's almost the opposite. Like a lot of my chords are run on the bass line. I mean, I'm running up and down the fretboard based on that. But I run those from my pinky and my ring finger.
Right.
And it's the opposite
And the
for
other-
standard.
Yeah, you play the bass lines with your middle finger, sometimes even your thumb.
Yeah.
But it's the chord that facilitates the bass line. So the bass line is the most important thing. It isn't the chord. It's how you're moving the bass line around, because you're walking a bass line.
Yeah.
through most everything you're playing like that, and the chord has to fit the bass line, right? Not the other way around. The bass line doesn't. In regular guitar, you have a chord, and the bass line is dependent on what chord you're playing. Yeah. This is the opposite thing. The chord fills in for the moving bass, right? So it's really weird. It's and it's a beautiful style. If you can learn it, it's killer. There's a lot there to learn, to memorize.
There's a lot of little nuances you can throw in as well that really add to the voicings that you can create.
Huge.
But you're right, it does stem from all that bass line.
It does, yeah. Bass line movement. You're basically following whatever the upright bass player's doing.
Yeah.
In the ensemble, and the rest of your fingers are playing with the piano chord that goes along with that bass line, right? Next.
I just have a clarification to make. She wrote YT, and I went airplane code, airport code, and I went St. John's, but she meant YouTube.
Right. Okay. Well, there's Ginger for you.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Sorry.
Still in the air.
I got a super chat from Stephen Baker.
Stephen Baker.
Sudsy.
He says, "Love that Dakota's here. The arc on my Orangewood breathed new life into it. Highly recommend."
There you go. It's true. I got them on 2 or 3 of my guitars. They're life altering because they completely free up the top, and no other armrest that I'm aware of does that. So yeah, pretty cool.
Super chat from Jasper North.
Jasper North.
Happy Wednesday, Jasper.
Yes,
Yeah.
Jasper.
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 Jasper North.
Jasper North.
He understands my airport code
Yes, he
tendencies.
does.
Yes.
Of course.
You guys pleck your guitars when needed?
I've never plucked any guitar I've ever owned because there's no pluck machines in this country that I'm aware of. The nearest one is in Nashville.
What is a pleck?
Pleck. Pleck is a huge cabinet that has 1,000 sensors in it. You hang the guitar in there, and it measures it with lasers and lights, and then it tells you exactly where your nut should be, where the saddle should be, how the depth, height, action. Like it's crazy, and it works. A lot of companies are plecking guitars in these machines. Yeah. They're literally a gigantic plexiglass closet. You hang the guitar up there, and the computer measures the entire guitar, and can even 3D print nuts and saddles based on the measurements taken from the instrument. So it's like the complete perfection of your intonation and action through a computer program. Basically, is what it is. But I don't need plecking because I play guitars that are built by humans who know how to build a fucking guitar.
Jeez, you just blew up all the speakers.
Next.
All the little sound bars just went red.
We're very sorry.
You're scaring the people.
I'm enjoying this guitar right now.
People are enjoying your eardrums, I'm sure.
One to 17.
Well, we're trying
Never
to be
let
more
them know your
serious
next
now.
move, eh?
Yep.
Next.
The age of seriousness here.
Yeah.
Super chat from Blair Svensson.
Hey,
Blair
Blair.
Svensson.
He says, "Ditto, Stephen Baker. Love my arc and the premium customer service."
There you go.
You got her.
We got our customers here, buddy.
Several.
Good man. Well
I
done.
got a guy in Toronto that I can't
Hey,
think of his
buddy,
name
what you
right
do in
now.
your
He's got
personal life
8.
is your business.
He's got 8 now.
Nobody's
He's got 8.
He keeps
But
sending
he's
me
only got
pictures
2
of
guitars.
a rack of guitars. He's got 8
Yeah,
guitars
he
with
keeps
arcs on
wanting-
Yeah,
them.
he's got 2
Delivery
guitars,
personally.
but he's got 6 arcs. He just fondles them.
Dan Boggs.
Not
Yeah.
mentioning any names.
Yeah.
No.
Not mentioning names,
No.
No, he's
Yeah.
got
8
2
arcs, nice.
arcs on a guitar, and the other sticks.
He put me through school. It was
Plays them from all directions.
Yeah, the other arcs he puts in his butt crack and stuff, and drives his
was-
car with them.
I just sell them.
Yeah.
All right, we ruined that one, didn't we?
I turned that corner quickly on that one.
Next.
Perfect.
Very good. Super chat from Stephen Baker.
Stephen Becker.
He says it's nice to see a quality beard on stream for once.
Yes, correct. And
Thank you. I grew it myself.
It was actually
that is a fantastic
it was
beard.
actually more quality than that.
It was. I
was
trimmed
like-
it down a
chest
bit.
level at
It
one
was, yeah.
Yeah.
I had a whole Gandalf thing going on for a little while there.
Oh yeah. If somebody had scared the shit out of you, you'd have been galled off the
Oh
white.
man, when I was on the highway, no one dared pass.
No,
it was
no.
a whole thing.
It's very voluminous.
Voluminous.
You want to know that one?
It's a voluminous beard.
Good word usage.
Yeah.
Voluminous.
It looks very like
Don't
it would,
say it. No.
It looks very
No.
Don't.
Go there. No.
Chris, you're
I'm
done
just gonna
talking.
say it looks
No.
absorbent.
Let's roll a bounty.
Jump!
Like a roll of
Jump!
bounty.
Yeah.
Like a roll of bounty.
Connect, please, quickly, please.
Got a super chat from Graham Walsh.
Who?
Graham Walsh.
Graham Wall Street? What?
His first.
Graham Walsh.
Oh, Graham Walsh.
His first super chat.
Really?
Yes.
Welcome.
Sweet. Love you, brother.
Yes. When can we see and hear you play in Maine?
Never. I hate that fucking place.
That's not true.
No, I'm only kidding. I don't know.
Maybe we should go there.
We should. I do play in Maine every year.
You go through
So,
Maine all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I play in Maine every year. I think the last time I was in Maine, I played in Portland. Yeah, just keep an eye out because I go to Maine every year. And I love that place. I remember years ago I used to play called the Blistered Fingers Festival, and I played the Ossipee Valley Bluegrass Festival, and I played the U.S. Folk Festival was in Bangor, but it moves around the country, so it's not there anymore. But I played in Portland. I played all over. So just keep an eye out. If I'm not in Maine, I will be close by, in places like New Hampshire, Boston, all around there. Like I spend a lot of time in New England every year. So
If you book us, we will come.
that's right. Mm-hmm. So hope to see you somewhere around there. Love you. Thanks for reaching out. Next.
Right now!
Super chat from Jamie Reed.
Jamie Reed.
Cheers, Jamie. Happy Wednesday.
Yes, sir.
He says, "Happy Wednesday, people. I'll definitely be ordering an arc for my guitar when orders are being taken."
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Steven says he has 4.
Yep. There you go.
Apparently,
like our
there's a
partner.
plek machine in Ottawa.
No shit.
Is there? Sherlock, where is that?
He says there's a plek machine in Ottawa. Ian Weston is one of the best guitar repair persons in Canada.
Jesus.
Even Greenfield Guitar sends his
Oh,
guitars to him.
Greenfield. Yes.
It's not at Greenfield. They send the guitars to this Ian Weston human.
Right on. Cool. All right. There you go. Ottawa's got a plek machine.
There you go.
Yep. And Cancel's got a fish shack. And Sydney's got a whorehouse. All right. Come on.
Okay.
Connect.
Well,
Why? Apparently, YouTube is now adding ads to the live broadcast.
Oh, really?
We'll have to look into that. Why that's happening?
Oh, sorry. I just want to make sure. If Ford was advertising the truck, you could tell them they should kiss my arse. Connect.
What does that even mean?
I don't know.
There
Well, I
was-
don't even know where I am right now. Connect.
There was
regain
no
your composure.
I'm
man.
trying.
Have some pride.
focus.
I'm so
for
excited to play with Dakota again.
God's sake.
We're gonna play the Earl of Hindlicker.
Oh,
I mean, Hindford. Sorry. Confused Cape Breton. It's a very hard. Who's your father? And the grandson.
What did you do with your brother got killed in the war?
Who's your father? Who's your father?
What did you do with your father? What did you do with the car?
Get off me! You're crushing me spokes.
My grandma-
Connect.
Oh my god.
You all right over there?
No.
You look desperate.
Yeah, come on with the super chat, for Christ's sake.
I got another super chat from Stephen Baker.
Stephen Becker.
He says, slightly merkin quality to that beard. Google it.
Merkin.
Merkin.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I don't know what Merkin is. What is Merkin?
Oh, yeah, Merkin. That's like a...
Is that a
Is
reference
it like
to the
a merkin?
Planet of the Apes? or is
M.E.R.
it
K.
the Hobbits?
Want to let Jack
Yeah, I'll
in?
let Jackie in.
And while you're gone, I think we should do,
Jackie.
Ginger, we should do the thing. The cool thing.
Not ready.
Geek Speak with Chris.
Oh, no, it can't be that time.
Now,
yet.
come on, get up here and do the thing.
Jakers, Mary.
Come on, get up here and
Jakers,
do the
Mary.
thing.
Get in here, bud.
There we go. We're going to switch up the seats.
I'm back.
I'm back.
There he is.
Chris,
Take your beer.
Geek Speak this week.
Good, so good. to
Hey,
have you
look at
here.
that. That all just rhymes.
Whoop.
Geek Speak this week.
Geek, turn the other cheek. It's time for
It's
Geek Speak.
with this week with Chris Beak.
What are we doing?
I don't know.
It was a bit weak, yes.
Okay,
I think we're doing condenser mics.
we're on to condenser mics.
Yeah, we are.
So we did dynamic mics last week.
Yes, we did.
We'll do condenser mics this week.
And this is cool.
And then next week we'll do ribbon mics.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then after that, we're going to do
Different things. that we got.
prophylactic legs
Yeah.
for chickens.
Yeah, artificial legs and toes.
Bring it. Tell me.
All right. So condenser mics, we generally use them in a studio setting more often than not. They're better
Yeah.
suited for that, right?
Yeah.
But they are used for live performance on stages, but generally for more specified things you're trying to do.
Like, for instance, if you're at a show like Celtic Colors and it's being broadcast and they want high quality sound on your instrument,
Condenser mic.
your guitar will be plugged in, but they're going to put a pencil mic,
Yeah.
a nice condenser right in front of the guitar
Yeah.
that doesn't actually go in the house. It
Right.
just goes back to the sound truck.
Because live, you do have some real challenges
Yes.
using them.
Sound-
Because they're sensitive. and-
Yes.
yeah.
Feedback is a problem
Yeah.
because they're so sensitive.
Any monitors on stage.
Right. Exactly.
You're finished.
So, we're using a condenser mic here.
This is
Our
the one.
lovely Aston, of which you have two.
Cast and origin. Love
Yeah.
it.
So to understand how that works versus how the dynamic works, we got to talk about capacitance. Science, right, Ginger? Science and
Science.
math.
Blinded them with science.
So a capacitor is an electronic device,
Yep.
and it stores energy as a charge in a magnetic field.
Right.
So you can kind of think of it as a battery, similar to a battery, but a battery produces energy.
Yeah.
A battery. Through a chemical reaction,
Yes.
right? It doesn't. It produces it, and all batteries once that chemical reaction has completely taken place, the battery is dead. It's spent.
dead. There's no more
or
chemical.
right. Or sometimes, depending on the construction of the battery, the chemistry of it, you can reverse the chemistry
Yep.
and recharge the battery and
Yep.
set it back to the way it started. And you can do that for a finite number of cycles until it just won't work anymore, right? So carbon batteries, alkaline batteries,
Lithium.
you can't do that too, but
No.
lithium.
Yep.
What was the other one that was big a couple of years ago for cell phones?
Oh, nickel metal hydride.
Nickel
Nickel metal hydride.
Yeah.
Right. So
But it's the same. That's the same technology in your phone.
right.
When you charge your phone, it's a lithium battery. It's
Right.
a chemical reaction that makes it work. Right.
Right. NiCads were the first one in cell phones, and
Right.
they went dead really fast because
Yep.
they had memories and
Yep.
all right. So a capacitor doesn't produce energy, but it can store it. So
Yeah.
you're gonna be my capacitor.
All right.
All right. So the easiest way to think about it is capacitors like two metal plates
Yep.
with an insulator in between them.
He looks like a monkey playing
Can be
cymbals.
just air.
He does look like a monkey playing the cymbals.
Yeah. Can be just air in between there.
Right? It could be air, it could be plastic, it could be anything.
Yeah.
Right? So the size of the plates and the distance in between them influences how much a charge you can actually hold in the capacitor. So the
Right.
closer you get them together,
Yep.
the more capacitance it's going to have. The
Right.
further away they are, the less, right?
Yep.
So when we connect a capacitor, say, to a battery, if we took those two plates and connected them to the battery,
Yep.
no current's going to flow through the capacitor once it charges up, but all the negative electrodes or electrons from the battery are going to run to one plate.
Yep.
So one plate's going to be charged
So that's
with negative
negative.
electrons, and if we then disconnect it from the battery and do nothing, it's charged.
Yep.
It's
It
got
holds
that. It holds that charge because no current can flow.
Yep.
And once you connect it into a circuit, it will act as a kind of like a battery for a short period of time once the current can flow through the circuit, and all those negative electrons can run around and equalize out
Right.
with the other plate.
Yeah.
Right? And it'll just equalize. Then you'd have to recharge it again because it's not making power. It's just storing.
Just storing it.
Yeah. All right?
And the power in this case is 48 volt.
Right.
Phantom power, right?
Right, because this is
Yeah.
like your condenser microphone.
Yeah.
So I'm going to grab the other Aston here. There's the other Aston.
So there's the Aston.
Just watch the bottom of it. You got to hold on to that.
So after that
So
discharges.
there is.
I've got a Zoom set up if you want to just put it on the table.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
put her on the table.
So after that discharges.
Let's see where this is now. So what I was just holding up there.
Put it right in front of the beer can on Chris's side of the mic.
Okay. In front of the beer can and there.
There.
Now let's
There?
put the diaphragm out. So like your two plates, this is one plate, and this is another plate, and these are our diaphragms. Because
Yep.
in a dynamic mic where you had one diaphragm and it was connected to a voice coil,
Yep.
and when you made sound waves, the sound waves would vibrate the diaphragm connected to the voice coil,
Yep.
the knee bone connected to the shin
Yep.
bone, and when that voice coil moved in the magnetic field, it created an electrical signal, and that was the sound, right?
Sound.
Well, there's no voice coil here,
No.
but there's two diaphragms.
Two diaphragms facing each other,
Yeah,
and when sound hits these,
yeah.
it causes
It vibrates them,
it vibrates them, and
and what does it do? It changes the distance between
it
them.
changes the distance between them, which creates energy again.
Well, no, it varies the capacitance.
Yes. So that's what's happening when you sing into this.
Yeah.
These things are changing the distance between the two from the pressure of your voice,
Yeah.
or the air pressure of the guitar, and that's what's creating the sound.
Yeah.
And because they're so huge compared to a normal dynamic mic, it picks up way more of the frequencies in an instrument or a voice.
Right. When you look at these diaphragms compared to a dynamic mic, there's nothing attached to these like
No.
a voice coil to slow them down or to weigh it down.
Yep.
So they're so much more agile,
Yep.
and they take so little movement to do that they're way more sensitive.
Yep.
There's less dips and peaks in the frequency response, and they just reproduce sound way more faithfully.
So something we should talk about too is that you see this. There's one of these on either side, one there and one there, and you see the thickness of it is the airspace in between them.
There's a frame in between them, and
What you have to realize is that in that microphone, these are microns thick,
yeah,
and they're plated with gold.
yeah. There's an actual gold covering that's
Hold it
that's
lower, Chris. A little lower.
It's infused
There we go.
onto the plastic, basically, that diaphragm is
Yep.
coated. It's sputtered on.
Because gold is the best
gold
conductor.
is a conductor, and you
Yep.
have to have metal,
Yep.
but they don't want to use metal plates because they're not going to bend.
No, you need something soft that's
Right.
plated with gold.
Yeah,
And these things are so thin, in fact, that in the old days, when they were first making these, there was people like Roy Orbison who sang so
hard.
loudly
Yeah.
that he broke these with the pressure of his voice.
Yeah.
I was just gonna
Right?
say about that. Yeah.
So that's how delicate this is.
That's why you have this robust.
gigantic, robust grill,
Yeah,
because nothing can touch that or hit it hard.
the air pressure.
It's bad enough that if you put super sound pressure into this, it could break this.
oh, yeah,
diaphragm.
I've seen it.
I do.
I've repaired these and,
Oh, yeah.
and changed the diaphragms.
So that's how thin these two plates are.
Yeah.
That are being forced back and forth by the sound of the guitar or the fiddle or the voice or whatever it is, and it's actually amazing. And the larger the diaphragm, generally speaking, the larger the diaphragm, the more
Sensitivity.
the more sensitive and the more color is reproduced from an instrument or a voice. The larger the diaphragm, the better for guitar, mandolin, fiddle. the super large diaphragms are like, they
And
sound
Especially those
so
quieter
good.
instruments.
Like
Yeah.
anything, when you construct these, this you're going side onto. But
Yeah.
a pencil style condenser that you're going to look at miking an instrument,
focused.
it's in the microphone the
in
other
the
way,
microphone, yeah.
and it's only hitting it from one side, even though
Yes.
the back is open.
Yep.
So you can induce patterns in these mics as well,
Yep.
and different tonal characteristics.
This
This
one-
one has filtering on it.
Yep.
and
This
stuff
one is
like
a
that.
high pass filter, which drops. It stops responding to the bottom end below 50 hertz.
Yeah.
And on this other side is a pad, which it drops it by how many dB? 10. So you can set it to reject
Yeah.
minus 10 dB of sound and everything below 50 hertz. So that because low end frequencies are more damaging to this than high.
Yeah.
So you would never want to put this in front of a kick drum or an acoustic bass
Oh,
like
no.
too close.
Yeah.
Like this is
Yeah.
So, but this is this mic. This is the guts of this mic
Yeah.
that we've been using.
That's the beast right
And
there.
you can see, you can hear this microphone I've been using on this channel for 4 years, how well this produces guitars, multiple voices from all different angles. Like that tiny diaphragm
Yeah.
is what's giving all the great sound on the channel.
And
is that
couldn't-
diaphragm.
Couldn't be more different from a dynamic microphone in
No.
the way it works.
No.
Yeah.
Right? One's like a motor, a generator.
Yep.
And this one is using that varying capacitance
Such
because the
fine-tuning,
plates
yeah.
are moving closer and
Yep.
further away, but needs power, needs
Yes, it
phantom
needs
power,
48 volt phantom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. So it's
So-
like putting, 4 9-volt batteries to it.
Well, and there are phantom supplies
Yes.
that are battery powered, and you got to use
But
multiple.
it takes that
multiple
much
batteries.
electricity to create that.
You just have to bias it.
Yeah.
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 It doesn't draw a lot of power,
Yeah.
but it does. You do have to put that bias between the plates and
Yeah.
have one plate charged and
Yeah.
one plate at no potential, so you're varying that capacitance.
And it takes nearly 5 9-volt batteries to create that much
Yeah.
electricity.
You don't actually need the whole 48. You can
No.
run it on much less, but
Yeah.
that's generally the standard for.
Yeah, that's
for
been
what
the
it does.
standard for
Yeah.
as long as I've
That's the
remembered.
standard for
Yeah.
48
Phantom,
volt
so
for
that's what
Phantom, right?
Yeah.
Run
And
that
they
too.
call it Phantom. That's another Geek Speak altogether.
Oh, phantom power is a whole.
But Phantom runs back and forth through mic cables.
Yeah. And it can cause its own problems.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
There you go.
Yeah.
So
So
that's
ground
large
and
diaphragm condenser mics of any kind. It doesn't matter what they are. That's what's inside them, whether it be Aston Origin,
yeah.
AKG, Audio
Yeah,
Technica, Neumann's.
Yeah.
That's the design.
Yeah.
It's a big, giant gold.
It's like a drum.
gold-
It's like a drum skin.
it's a drum skin. It's a
Yeah.
snare drum.
Yeah, it's a
right?
snare drum.
And the actual skins. Those plates are just sputtered plastic
Yeah,
or whatever material they choose to use.
yeah. It's some kind of plastic,
They use all kinds of different
Yeah.
polymers. Each company chooses a different
Yeah.
substance.
and their thickness,
Yeah.
and how they tension it. The
Yeah.
little bolts all around the outside.
It's crazy.
It is
It's
crazy.
amazing how delicate it is.
So that's dynamic. There's condenser. Next week we'll
doing
take
ribbons,
we'll look at ribbon.
which
Then
are
we'll
cool.
then we'll
Which
do
we
some
have a ribbon.
comparisons.
Yeah. We have a ribbon here too. A good
Yeah.
one that I love.
That's it. That's Geek Speak.
Geek Speak. Coot.
Do you feel like you
Coot
geeked
for the
out?
win.
Oh,
Did you geek out?
so very geeky.
Very very geeky.
I think we should follow that. Dakota.
Well, don't
should.
tease me with a good time.
I think we should work out this JP Cormier model Yeri.
Are you going to do the one you did that you recorded?
Yeah, we are.
All right. Which one? Ginger, would you like some satin?
Yes.
So, this is about the hardest fiddle tune ever written, I think.
Oh, it's insane.
It's in C minor. I'm going to play it without a capo.
Yeah, not C sharp minor.
No,
C minor.
C minor with no capo. And we just love it. I learned this tune from my Uncle Joe, and my Uncle Joe got it from my father, who played it. And it's ancient. It comes from Scotland, and I'm not sure who wrote it, but what a tune it is! It's one of the most complex reels.
Oh,
It's just beautiful.
yeah.
It sounds like it should have been written yesterday, but in truth it's about 300 years old.
Yeah.
So give it. Well, I made it most of the way through the. It's hard. Holy shit, that's a hard tune.
That tuning is so good.
Isn't that great?
For accompaniment,
Oh,
because
God.
it's got a drone in it.
It allows me to do a lot.
Yeah,
It's so good.
Yeah.
that
yeah.
tuning,
It's such a good foundation.
I gravitated towards it because I was playing solo so much. So what it allowed me to do, it allowed me to lay a bass line, play my chord underneath, and then still have fingers left over to do some
Things.
things.
Yeah.
So I could solo on top of the song. This was long before
Yeah.
I ever got into anything even remotely like a loop pedal or anything like
Yeah,
that. So it was
Anyhow, that was the Earl of Hindford.
What was it?
Do you use a loop pedal when you're playing?
I started to do so within the last 6 months or so, just to play with it, to give myself a little bit more options.
Right.
But I mean, I still prefer not to.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, I could do that stuff all day with you.
Oh, we have.
We have. Yeah. It actually, I'm telling you, I'm not kidding around. That is the hardest reel.
It's insane.
That I know. There's nothing harder than that. I'm sorry, nothing.
Yeah. Especially in open.
It's in standard tuning, C minor. It's absolutely insane.
Allowing open strings to ring out and stuff
and
too, and it's not meant for the guitar.
With you, it's easy. I'm actually making way less mistakes than normal. There's lots of them in there, but you drive me right along, right?
Well,
So
part of
it's-
that is just getting into, like, we understand each other when we're playing, and there's a chemistry that develops that.
It's been a long time. We've been playing together for what, 15, 16,
you want me
17
to drop
years?
you guys at the
Since
chapel
the
or
first
something?
time we ever.
Hey, why don't you take a long slot? Okay, next.
That worked out well.
Jump!
Good one. Zing.
Jump! One leg over, we'll push. Next super chat, please.
We've got a question from Brother Joe.
Oh, my brother Joe.
He wants to know your thoughts on Anne Marie.
Oh, nice one, Joe.
Leave it to Joe.
I just spit beer all over my nice mic.
She does exist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next.
She is a real person. Super chat from Clarence Mazerol.
Clarence Mazerol. Nice
Oh,
to
Clarence.
see you, buddy.
Hi, Clarence.
He says, I love my ARC also.
Excellent.
Sweet. We get lots of art customers
Yes.
on.
Lots.
That's great.
Sweet.
That's awesome.
I haven't even read
Correct.
all of them. They're all over the place. Super chat from, I want to say Solar Christ. It's like a fancy S. It might be a Z.
Solar Christ.
Solar
Well,
Christ.
it's Christ because there's no H. But
So that reminds me of a great story. So
Oh, fuck. Here we go.
I gotta tell
you
you
let the
this.
man ask his question, or you
So
wanna-
way back when, and I'm talking way back.
He doesn't
when,
get
I
the
guess
question.
No.
I was 17 years old.
Sponsored
I was
rant.
down in Alabama. I was working for the Sullivan family, and we were selling a show in a little town over in Mississippi. And the way we sold shows was we printed tickets, and we went to businesses, and we sold the tickets to the show to the business. They would then resell them. So if they didn't sell them, it didn't matter. We were already paid for the entire hall. We would sell every ticket to businesses before we even got there. So that we were paid.
Right.
It was brilliant.
Yeah,
It was
that was great.
And we go over.
Should be more of that.
Oh yeah, went over there. Enoch and Margie would get us a motel room. Me and the banjo player, we'd sit there and we called businesses in the town for 2 days.
Yeah.
Do you want to buy 5 tickets for the Sullivan family show? Okay, great, yeah. Go over. They could either give them away or sell them, but we were paid.
Yep.
So we walked into the hall making $3,000 like that.
Awesome.
No, it didn't matter if anybody showed up. So we walked into this Hardee's, which is a famous burger chain down there. Hardee's, right?
Yeah.
Walked into this burger chain. Me and Bobby Hathorne, the banjo player. He was like a savant. This guy. He was one of the most brilliant banjo players, like Carl Jackson level, Bela Fleck level banjo players. But he couldn't do shit other than that. He was a waste, right?
Yeah.
He just couldn't keep his life together. And so, I knew I could crack him up, like so bad he would collapse on the floor, right? So there was this pre-guy that went in before us to feel out all the businesses, and his name was Gary Christ.
The Solar Christ.
C-R-I-S-T.
Christ.
Gary Christ.
Gary the Solar Christ.
Wow.
Gary Christ.
Here's 4 minutes
So
of our
he-
lives we're never getting back.
Well, it's funny. So he had sold all these some of the tickets.
Yeah.
Walked into the Hardee's. Bobby's standing beside me. This large black woman comes to the counter, and she's like, "Well, hello, honey." She said, "I said, have you got the money for the Sullivan family's tickets?" "Oh, yes, dear, I sure do. Are you?" And she looks at the envelope and says, "Are you Gary Christ?" And I said, "No, Gary's my brother. I'm Jesus." And Bobby collapsed
On the floor. God.
The woman looking at me with her mouth came open. This is like a heavily Bible Belt place, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but she gave me the money and we left.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
His brother.
Yeah.
She didn't
Are
eat,
you
yeah.
Gary Christ?
You
No.
didn't eat?
No, I'm Jesus. I'm his brother. Yeah.
All right. Question was.
The question, sorry. I'm sorry. You just.
Yeah, you look like a sympathy card.
Yeah, I do. But it's a funny story.
He
Gary
says,
Christ.
what Tonewood and or guitar do you recommend for fingerstyle?
Oh, Jesus.
Oh.
There ain't one. Like
For fingerstyle, Stonebridge Firsch is really good.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Nope.
Okay, good to
No,
know.
they've had some serious QC
Oh, yeah.
problems. Yeah. I think that when he's asking about Tonewoods and stuff,
Tonewoods.
like if I was a only fingerstyle, I'd probably go with rosewood.
Yeah. Yeah, you
That's
want that
got the-
low end that you can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So rosewood in a large body guitar like a dreadnought or
It
a
depends who you
grand
got playing with
concert.
it. If you're playing solo and you don't have a bass player, yeah, rosewood.
Right.
If you're,
But you've got an OM rosewood.
I do, and I play a lot of
Kills.
solo. Yeah.
Kills. But rosewood is going to deliver the largest largest sound pressure with the most color in the bottom end.
Its tonal spectrum is much.
Yeah. So your thumb
Yeah.
is going to sound a lot better on rosewood
Yeah.
than any other guitar. And if you're heavy on the fingers, then you want to go with mahogany.
Yeah.
Because mahogany will project your melody further than rosewood.
Yeah.
Generally doing fingerstyle and rosewood guitars for me
Sakili's
is,
not bad too, but it's a little bit further on the high end,
And it's hard to find.
And then maple is even further up on the high
it's hard to find.
end. But yes,
Sapelli and Cocobolo
Yeah.
and some of
Wenge
those
is-
Wenge, like
yeah.
those Tonewoods are really difficult to find.
yeah.
In good makers.
If
right?
you're looking for something that's generally found, like you're looking at either rosewood or mahogany for that.
Now, mind you, I use mahogany. Mahogany is my favorite.
Yeah.
My signature model Boucher is rosewood, but the body is so small that it negates the boom and grossness of rosewood.
Yeah.
Robin
But you're doing
built-
a lot of flat picking.
Yeah, Robin built it perfectly. So this guitar here is Honduran mahogany, which I love for fingerstyle because it's so tempered and beautifully balanced at the bottom end.
Yeah.
The Gallagher that they're building is going to be rosewood, but it's going to be an OM body.
Right.
So I guess what I'm saying is if you want the
And the Mona Lisa translates really well to fingerstyle.
Exactly,
as well.
because
it's
it's
built
because
to
it's a
do
triple
both.
O.
Yeah, it's
the triple O.
Yeah.
That sounds like a dreadnought. Like it's so used, right?
It's wild. Yeah.
So I guess what I'm saying is you want the most bang for the buck in the bottom end, and if you're set on a dreadnought, rosewood is it. But when you move to smaller bodies, rosewood becomes more pleasant because there's less of it.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah, I'm playing an OM, so it's
beautiful.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
it's well
for what you
balanced
do.
for what I do. Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go.
question.
But whatever. There's a rabbit hole for you.
Good
Turner.
question.
Super chat from Corey McCormick.
Corey McCormick.
I own 2 amazing Bouchers, and this is the only channel that gives me major gas.
Sweet.
Guitar acquisition syndrome.
There you go.
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
And you should have,
Gonna,
everyone deserves to
gonna
have,
recommend some Beano or something.
everyone deserves to have guitar acquisition.
I
syndrome.
Pepto, yeah.
It's the only way to live.
Yeah.
Trust me.
He says, that Yari is one lovely sack of potatoes.
You know what, buddy? I'm going to tell you something. You can do a lot of stuff in your life, but with guitars, whoever has the most when they die wins. So there you go. Start buying. Okay, next.
There's a super chat from Murray Willman, but I don't see the
that's a new name.
question. Yes, it is.
Murray, welcome, buddy.
I just don't see the question. I'll find it. I'll get to it if and
Murray,
when I find it.
love you, brother. Thank you.
There's a highlighted chat from Neil Hudson.
Neil Hudson.
He's been a member for 38 months.
Wow.
Nice.
Holy Jesus.
Neil's gotta
Have
get
you
a
and
roast.
Dakota played any commercial gigs together?
We have, and not many, but we want to start doing more.
Too few. Yeah.
Dakota's a solo artist for the most part. You've been doing it for years.
Yeah.
I helped produce one of your first records.
Yeah.
And I envisioned sending you out in the world, conquer the planet, but these things are
Yeah.
tough.
COVID happened.
COVID happened. And let's face it, guys like me and you, right, who are guitar centric. We both sing, we write.
Yep.
You're a great songwriter.
I
He's
pretend.
a tremendous songwriter. That's never enough in the commercial world, and it takes years of sacrifice and suffering and having no day job, and most people aren't willing to do it, and you haven't been. You've had to make a living and live and survive, and so therefore you should. I think you should be out playing everywhere all the time.
I mean,
but
I think about it every day.
I know.
But
I know
at the
you
same
do.
time, I
I know
have
you
to
do.
afford groceries.
Exactly.
And I have other responsibilities.
The only thing that separates me and you at all is that I was willing when I was a kid to live in my fucking car for 10 years.
Yeah.
Which I did.
And I'm
and not
in a
many
point
people
where
are
I can't
willing to
do that
no,
anymore.
you can't.
You were a
And,
kid too.
Yeah.
And I was a kid. And
Yeah.
so like for me I count me and you identical. There's a but the good thing about it is that as time goes on and things expand in the world of YouTube, in the world of all these different places you can see this kind of music, the type of things that you and I would do live on stage, with two guitars, maybe just two guitars,
Yeah.
no vocals, no nothing, just and telling stories and doing whatever, that's becoming more popular
Yeah.
than it ever was in either one of our lives, right?
Yeah. It is.
And that's a good thing.
Yeah.
It's actually to
And
me.
you and I are different.
Oh, yeah.
From a lot of what
Our-
you find out there right now.
well, and artistically, you and I are different as
Yeah.
well,
Yeah, which makes for an
which
interesting
makes
dynamics.
why we
Yeah.
mix so well together. Because we're not. We both studied the same things. We both love the same music,
Yeah.
but we both approach it from our own way. So
And yet
that's
the
why.
chemistry is there.
The chemistry is there.
So
it
makes stuff
it's-
like what you heard earlier.
It's like me and Tim Eady. It's like
Yeah.
me and Dave Gunning. It's like you and Anna Ludlow and
We're
the
all
people
cut
that-
from the same cloth.
Yeah.
It's just
So it's I don't even know where this question was going, but it's to me it's a
Have you worked together? Was the
yeah it's a
yeah.
I think we need to really seriously consider doing this more.
We were talking about it a little bit
Yeah.
beforehand, and
We-
that's
yeah.
gonna evolve. But
And it will, and it takes time.
Yeah.
It takes time for artists to get to the point where they well, me and you, we can develop a product
Yeah.
in a week.
But it's also so
Yeah.
easy now just to put out like one tune
Yeah.
with a video
Yeah.
on YouTube. You don't have to make an
that's
album.
very popular now.
Yeah,
It is.
Just
Just
put out the
one
single
tune,
with a
publish
video
it.
on
Yeah.
YouTube, and because album sales are so down, that's almost one of the better ways that I've seen that a lot of artists get
It's
their
true.
name out there and,
Yeah,
and
we
actually
could
make some money back.
We could easily shoot a nice video and do our thing,
Yeah.
but it still doesn't take the place of going up the road and
No,
putting bums and seats.
It doesn't.
And you and I
And
would
that's
be,
where the
you and I be prepared to do that.
oh,
right?
100%.
That's the thing. Is
That's
that,
the bread and butter.
And this conversation is actually a good lesson for anybody out there who wants to do music for money. Because music for money is very difficult. You have to, first of all, have a product that you can sell and that you can reproduce on stage and that you can make interesting to an audience. But the most important thing about it is actually making it interesting to your peers. Because that's the most important thing. If your peers look at what you're doing and go, damn, that's cool.
And that's an
Right?
interesting thing, because I remember years and years ago down at Shindig's Pub,
Yeah.
me
And
talking
pouring
my
out-
way
yeah.
into opening up for
Yeah.
you and getting the chance to go over and chat with you, and you saying, what makes you different than any other guitar player with a vocal mic in front of them?
Yeah.
And now years later, we're sitting here alongside each other as brothers playing guitar,
Yeah.
and it's just evolved so far.
But the thing about it is, you gave me the right answer that night. You said to me, I don't do, yeah, I'm a guitar player with a microphone in front of me, but I don't do it like anybody else.
Yeah.
That was the answer you gave me. And I was like, okay, prove it. And he did.
I get on stage and I did.
And he went on stage and he did what he does and did damn the torpedoes, right?
Yeah.
And that's the secret to the whole business for anybody that's
And you can't be
that's
afraid
in it
to
or
try.
no. Anybody that's in it, wants to get in it, wants to make money, blah, blah, blah. You've got to believe in yourself and do what you do best is how you make it. And it doesn't matter if your best is number 99 on the level of guitar virtuosity or songwriter virtuosity. If you're true to yourself, you have an audience ready-made.
Yeah.
Because they love that, right?
You also can't be afraid to say no sometimes.
Right, exactly.
To the wrong... Like, not everything is going to help you. Not everything is going to help you.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was a good question. That was a good question.
Yeah.
Hang on, man.
So we've discovered that Dan Tube 1 is Dan Boggs.
Oh,
Cool.
hi, Dan.
Yeah, he says,
He's the
me,
one with
Dan
all the
Boggs in
arcs.
Toronto. I've got 8 arcs.
Oh, there you go.
8
Cool.
arcs, 3-arm bouchers. I love them.
Next question.
There you
He's got a
go.
lot of ebony.
I bet you.
Dana Moore says, does Skip Holmes do Texas swing guitar?
Oh, hell yeah.
Would he be the one to go to?
Well, he could, but I'm not sure how well he's feeling.
He's a person to go to.
He's just come through a very difficult illness. So but he does know it. He does know
Yeah.
a lot
And
of
he
it.
teaches, doesn't he? Or is it just Kim?
I think he does. I don't want to speak out of turn because I'm not sure how far he's back into the world.
But in
And,
general.
he had a very, very, very serious illness, and we almost lost him.
It was crazy.
And but he's back, getting better now. So yeah, I would check, maybe see, talk to Kim, talk to Skip. Skip is an all-rounder.
Oh, he's just... Yeah.
He does everything:
Frustratingly good.
swing, bluegrass, old time, whatever.
Yeah.
He probably knows as much as anybody does about the system.
Yeah.
It's a system.
Yeah.
According to what Bill used to say, you gotta follow the system, JP. You know what, JP? You know what the first rule of excavation is? If you find yourself in a fucking hole, stop digging. That was Bill Elliott right there. I love Bill. I miss Bill hard.
Yeah.
We're having his celebration of life at the huge Economy Hall on the 20th of April. And so far, we've got me, Russell DeCarl from Prairie Oyster, Jimmy Rankin's coming, Gunning's coming. It's going to be a field day. It's going to be a plug and play festival.
I gotta try to make it up for that.
Yeah, you should.
I gotta try
He
to make
loved
it up
you.
for that. Yeah.
Yeah, and his
Bill
father,
was-
Carl, loved you. Carl saw you play that weekend. And god damn it, yeah.
We had a blast that
Yeah, I guess we did.
Jack.
All right,
How's Mike doing?
Ken next.
Question from Eli Patrick.
Eli Patrick Music. Attaboy, buddy.
Hey everybody, what are your thoughts on walnut as a tonewood? It seems that some love it and some hate it.
Well, I'll tell you what I think about it. I'm not a fan of it. My Gallagher prototype we built out of walnut, and the only really walnut guitars I've had heavy experience with was Walden.
It's a very different tone.
It is. It's a very weirdly focused tone. It has overtones.
It's shrill.
It is in the middle,
Yeah.
but it's also harsh in the bottom end around 180 hertz, 225. It's got this really unpleasant bottom end that I thought, and the guys at Gallagher thought, we can defeat that by using it to build an OM and put a yellow cedar top, which would further warm it, right? But it turns out it didn't work. And so that prototype I have here, I just played with it last weekend, and I love it. It does work. It's a very different sounding guitar, and I don't think I want to turn loose of it. But if I was choosing, my JP Cormier signature Gallagher, that's not what we're going to build. And David Mathis agreed. He was like, it sounds really cool, but it's not you.
Not there.
It's not you. It's not. It doesn't have that.
It doesn't have the colors in it.
It doesn't have the color.
Rosewood does.
Yeah.
So I would generally stay away from walnut because walnut is it's a volatile tone wood because you can't tell exactly what it's going to do until you have the guitar completed, and then it's too late, right? So it is a very
It's very splintery wood.
it
Like
has
from a woodworker's side of things,
Exactly.
It's so porous and splintery that
which creates
you wind up with these pockets.
Exactly.
Of
I was going to say it creates a density.
question mark.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it creates a density
Yeah.
issue. You can tell from rosewood how dense it is
Yeah.
by the grain
Yeah.
and the thickness, but walnut you can't
Yeah.
because the grain is like painted on with a brush,
Yeah.
so the density is not
Uniform.
uniform
Yeah.
throughout the whole back, throughout the whole sides. It's a very volatile tonewood. So you may find a walnut guitar that tear your head off.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you might try
You're rolling
another.
the dice with it.
Yeah, you're rolling the dice with it. So I would stay away from walnut.
Super chat from Stephen Baker.
Stephen Becker.
Oh dear. I heard the Anne Murray Merkin is modeled after JP's not beard. A goatee is not a beard; it's a lack of commitment.
Wow.
Okay, Steve.
Next.
Highlighted chat from Tim Bennett.
Tim Bennett.
He's
Where
been
is
a
he
member-
at tonight? India?
Yeah,
Jesus.
he's been a member for 44 months.
That boy, Tim. I love you,
Yeah.
brother.
He says, Namaste from New Delhi. I picked a great Wednesday to join you live at 3:30 a.m.
Wow.
That boy.
Keep on
Hey,
picking.
Tim.
Love you, Tim.
Dedication.
And thanks for the tunes.
Yeah.
Okay, next.
Another super chat from Stephen Baker.
Stephen Becker.
Hardee's is good, but Gutting prefers Arby's.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, next.
Highlighted chat from Jim Waller.
Jim Waller. That boy.
He's been a member for 33 months.
Yeah.
Looking forward to your Nashville swing and shows. Catching your brother Dave tomorrow here in Maryland. Gonna have him sign my Kaiser.
Sweet.
Nice.
Okay, next.
Sign his
Sign his
capo.
Kaiser.
Sign his capo. How fitting. Super chat from Jim Waller.
Jim Waller again.
What do you think of your buddy Don Henley's lip syncing shows? Look like it's been going on a while. I'm sending cash in case he's hurting.
Don Henley can suck my arse. Okay, next.
What?
The golden throat.
He's getting to the heart of the matter.
Yeah,
really.
Don Henley.
Yeah.
Don Henley's 100 years old. He's a billionaire.
And an
Fuck
unhappy.
off. Like, just
And
go
unhappy.
home.
Yeah.
Go home.
Yeah.
You've got $1 billion. Shut up. I don't want to hear you anymore. I especially don't want to hear you pretending to sing because your throat's blown out from 50 years of screaming your fucking head off. Shut up and go home and stop picking on people. Stay out of the Congress. Stay out of my way. Just get the fuck to the house and shut up.
But how do you really feel?
Okay, next.
Yeah, tell us.
But he has no strong feelings on the
No.
matter. No. Mm-mm. I found the super chat from Murray Willman.
Oh, okay.
Just had a mandolin made. Fret wire is very tiny. Thinking of changing it. Do you have a preference? Maybe some
I
tinny?
like the bigger wire.
I use GHS.
Yeah, I like the bigger, the wider
tiny, yeah.
wire than the tiny little
Yeah.
square, sharp. I don't like that. Eastman uses a wider wire, and I love that. So yeah, if you switch it out, I would go something with a crown instead of
T profile.
instead of a cube profile.
Oh, I hate. Yeah.
like
there's-
that. Yeah, get a nice crown, wider fret, and it'll be way faster action and bigger tone.
Yeah.
So, good luck.
Stephen Baker, his super chat.
Yeah,
He says, "Thanks for the long one. I am wrinkly."
I am wrinkly.
Pruny.
Okay, next.
Old Prunes Baker.
Prune
Bruce
Baker.
Baker.
Prune bag baker.
Prune Baker.
Good old prune
Put
sack.
those prunes back in their sack
Yeah,
and get
come
out
on,
of the tub.
prune sack baker. Okay, next.
Super chat from Jim Waller.
Jim
Again.
Waller.
Yes.
What's up with Jim?
He says, "Mission accomplished." LOL.
Yeah.
They're,
There you go.
Yeah.
you know,
Trying
trying
to
to
delay,
drag it
delay.
Cur
Yeah.
next.
out. That's the end.
Oh,
There can only be one question.
okay. Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you know it.
Do I?
Yeah, you do.
Does
You got a good one? I got a good one.
How about you ask the
I
question,
don't
Chris?
have one.
You ready for it?
Do it.
I don't know what's
Oh,
happening right
Jesus.
now.
Right?
Yeah.
It
but
has to be.
Nobody would
I'm
ever
very
know.
Doesn't matter.
scared.
They gotta
Somebody
do
might
it.
know.
They got to do it. That's the only
They're very
question.
scary.
Hours.
No, okay. Do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not
The
sure
only
what to do
question
right
there
now.
can be
This is
tonight.
very scary.
All right. So here's the question for tonight.
Yeah.
which I believe because I don't know the answer to this question, and it could take us several days to find somebody who does.
You'll just have to play a song until someone figures it out.
What is the
Easy.
tuning that Dakota McNamara uses in his guitar?
Oh,
Aha.
Holy shit!
Who remembers?
I don't remember.
Let's see. Play a little tune while we wait.
Well, I gotta pee first.
Okay, pee.
So,
Oh,
you guys think about the tuning.
they
So I'm
talk
just
about
gonna step
yourselves, eh?
outside.
Well,
here and
I was born at a very young
talk
age.
about
this
yourself.
one day.
About that beard, it's like a roll of Charmin.
It's very.
It's a quicker picker upper.
It's more of a bounty, really.
It looks like a pretty quicker picker upper.
Actually, a lot of people remember your tuning.
Oh, there we go. You see?
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, they do.
did
they?
it?
Writing things down. They're cheating.
Were the strings dead? All right. Well, this won't be a long pee, that's for sure.
Play a
will
little
give you
tune,
a
Dakota.
hint.
Yeah.
The hint is. That was your hint. That was
Yeah.
the one hint you get.
Yeah. That's crazy. The gauge choice that you have to go to make that all work. Eh?
And it's all calculated. There's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
formula for figuring out which
Yeah. What
gauges to
use.
go with
Yeah.
because it matters how many strings there are. It matters what the scale of length of the guitar is. Those kinds of
Absolutely.
things. So that was all calculated
Taken into account.
to make sure that the tension on each string was fairly even
Yeah.
across the board.
Yeah. All right, we got answers.
So is this going to be like Dave tuning? Like Dave uses a lot of dadgad sometimes, but he also uses like fagback and bagdad,
Bag fag.
bagfag,
Yeah.
yeah, bad bag, and yeah, dad fruit, whatever. I don't know, something. I knew when he played me that tune called "The Muddy Road to Cornhole."
The muddy road
Yeah.
to cornhole.
Non-standard tuning.
Yeah, it was a fag dad. It was really good. Yeah. rip your face right off, mahogany, blow me. Next. Who's got the answer?
Lots of them.
Oh God, here we
was the
go.
first?
Here we go. Okay, who's got the first answer?
The first one I think is right. DADAE.
No.
No.
There's one missing there.
Oh, sorry, I didn't read it right. DADADE.
That's it.
Yeah.
Really? Who's got that?
Norman Aben.
Norman. Who?
Norman Aben.
Aben? Aben?
Yep.
You're number 19, Norman. Norman Aben. Number 19. Who's number 20?
Jay Gallant.
He's got it. The right answer?
DADADE.
Jay Gallant. You're number 20.
Sweet.
He even has string gauges.
How the hell?
Extra points.
Seriously.
Paying attention.
How the hell?
Paying attention.
I guess they're paying attention.
I mean, it's not a hard sequence of letters to remember.
No.
Well, but it was 4 hours ago, we said.
Or one. One. Sync one.
We love you.
Numbers
We'll see
are
you
hard for
next
some
week
people.
on String Theory. From Dakota McNamara, my buddy Chris Coote, thanks for Geek Speak. A lovely Ginger. The beautiful Yeri JP Cormier model guitar built in Connie, Japan at the workshop. The wicked Boucher OM Rosewood blow your face off guitar, as all of Robin's guitars are. Like it's a given. See you next week.